how can leaders lean into funding their vision?
Well, I think if you don't have funding, it's pretty hard to get your vision going. So if you believe enough in it and you are unwavering in your belief, then you will find, and the vision is good, and people, you're able to inspire them to jump on board, then you will find funding. I mean, separate to that, asking people for money is hard. It's hard. And I was raised with, I remember my father saying to me, oh, the classiest people are the ones that don't talk about money. And I agree with that to an extent, but if you run a charity or any organisation, you do actually have to ask for money. It's called the money story. So you just have to get comfortable with that. Now, you can't just ask people that you have no relationship with. Asking for any significant amount of money, it's a relationship. And nothing big is going to happen online over a text message. It's going to be lunch or a coffee. And it's like putting compost in the garden over time. They need to believe you're a person of integrity. They need to believe in the vision. They also like supporting, in our case, sort of small yet big charities. So how do they lean into it? They've got to believe it and maybe get a little bit of advice on how to do it. So, for example, I have to ask for matched funds. So it's tax time now, so our biggest donation time of the year. And if we have a matched fund, so people donate $5 and then their 5 becomes 10 because of a matched fund, it's hugely attractive for people. So you need to make it attractive to people to fund the vision, and they need to believe in the vision. And if they say no, that's fine.
That's right. It is. It's honorable that they even listened, right? That they even took the time to consider it. And we've got to do a good job of inspiring people. I think you use that word in there as well. So I really appreciate the wisdom. Do you remember where the source is that you learned about the money story?
So, I mean, it's a really good phrase. I subscribe to lots of emails. It was one of those emails. It was an email that I get about fundraising. I can't remember which particular one it was. And it was actually a 90-second video. And I showed it to all my board in a board meeting. Mm-hmm. But in essence, what the money story video said was, so let's say you've got a number in mind, then you say that number, and that's what the person works with. And I had an example of that where we had no warehousing. Our warehousing partners pulled the pin on us. It was just before COVID started. It was completely devastating because as a book charity, if you don't have a warehouse, you've got nothing. And I said to someone who was very much a big wheel in corporate Australia in the 90s, I didn't know this person well, but they knew my father. And this person said to me, how much do you need for a warehouse? And I said, 25,000. He said to me, Fiona, right, I will write 25,000. Now, it was a gobsmacking moment. And I think because he knew my father, that was like an indirect reference to my character and integrity. But it illustrated perfectly the point of the money story. You say the number.